Rain diamond, so all my girls in the world could keep shrining. From princess cuts to emeralds to H classes. Yeah, I failed math, but better pass the E class. Went from Chanel number 5 to 2.5. The Melrose resident. Every room's a president with the living rate. Bet y'all haters can't match that. You 6 digits short to catch that. The net year gross is 20,000 on commission. My net week gross 100 mil in addition to the Dow Jones stocks rest.
Okay, so this is what I would call a follow-up to my video. I want to first say this behind me, this is what I live by. It's how I'm getting through everything that I'm going through at this time in this chapter in my life. So let's start there. But God first and foremost. So we're gonna start with, okay, so we need to start talking about the way people prey on your kids, the way pedophiles prey on your kids, and how you as a parent have to be more responsible for who you put in your kids' lives and who you bring around your children, and how your children are brought up, and things of that nature. My mother met Preston at the airport when he was working at the airport, and she brought him around, her kids. At that time she had 4 kids, which was me, Sam, Tyrone, and Tanisha. Tanisha, when she was younger, she didn't live with us, but she moved in, with a family member, and her life was totally different than mine. Like, she had safety, security, protection, love. She had all those things. I didn't have that. I didn't have that by a long shot. And I'm almost certain that I was easy prey and easy pickings for Preston. And, later on down the line, for Johnny too. I was easy pickings for him. When you don't tell your child, your daughter, and I'm going to specifically say daughter because right now I'm telling my story. So when you don't tell little girls how beautiful they are, and you don't tell them how wonderful they are and how much of a better person they can be, and teach them to respect themselves and respect their bodies and love themselves, then they become prey for somebody who can come along and tell them how beautiful they are. And they become prey for somebody who can come along and give them a pair of shoes, in return for themselves. For what can they give in return to this person who's giving them what they feel so much. This person is giving them the love that they don't have from the parent that they're reaching out for. So at this point, I didn't have a father in my life. I didn't know my father. I didn't know anything about my father. So I was calling Preston daddy. Off break, I was calling him daddy. And then my little brother and sister came along. And then the treatment of the 4 kids got bad. Really, really bad. Like, he treated us terrible. We got beatings all the time. We got cursed out. We got treated bad. We barely had food. If he bought food in the house, it was his food that couldn't be touched. And if it got touched, we got beat for that. Like, it was bad. He's a horrible, horrible, horrible guy. Now, I'm going to fast forward to when, I guess, for him, I started to look desirable, because then I started to be pretty. I started to be cute. And, certain things that I had on, oh, you look real cute in that, and I always desired to be cute or to have somebody tell me that I was pretty. So he was telling me that. So I loved him for that. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't have anything to give him in return, but evidently I did. To him, I did. So, for him telling me pretty, he knew that I didn't have it. And he knew, you know, if he gave me $5 or $10, you know, he's the person who taught me, you know, he's the person who taught me that you don't have sex for free. You have sex for money. So when you have sex with somebody, they give you money. When you give somebody head, they give you money. When you have anal sex with somebody, they give you money. Let me tell you something. In this life, you always remember your first. I don't care who you are, where you are, what chapter of your life you in. You always remember your first. You may not remember every detail about your first, unless it's traumatic. You always remember your first. Preston was my first for everything. Preston was my first sexual partner. Preston was my first anal partner. Preston was my first oral partner. Do you understand what I'm saying? Preston was my first everything. So when things turned to where I still didn't understand, it started to turn where it was like he couldn't really show me this level of love that he would show me when my mother was at work. So my mother was working at the Marriott and Grand Hyatt, right? 2 hotels. My mother was always at work, right? Preston was working at Siegel Construction Company, where he was a foreman at the construction company, right? So she would be working during the day. He would get off, get off before her. He would come home, I would even stay home from school sometimes just to have sex with Preston. And he would be home on his days off, come in, he wanted a little hand job, or, he wanted to show me a little something different. That's when he would have sex with me. That's when he would pay me. Now, I go back to say, we didn't have a lot of food in the house because it was 6 of us. Well, matter of fact, at that time, it was 8 of us living in a 1-bedroom apartment. In this 1-bedroom apartment, we had 2 bedrooms and a living room. The living room, we all know, in a black household is off limits. You don't go in nobody's living room. If you do, you can get your ass whooped. Stay out the living room. I don't want nobody playing in my living room. I don't want nobody in my living room. You don't come in the living room. If it ain't company, don't come in the living room, right? So we lived in an apartment that was really roach infested. We had mice too. I mean, bad, right? And as I stated in my previous video, we were dirty. We was filthy. We were filthy kids, man. You know what I'm saying? We really had it rough. And like Preston would come home with food and put his food in the refrigerator. And when we touch it, he'll whoop us. And I ain't talking about like just average whoopings. You grab a belt, whoop somebody. Yo, we get hit with extension cords. We get hit with shoes. We get hit with his hand. Whatever, he can really fathom doing, he would do. Listen, we were some tortured kids. Okay? We were some tortured kids in that household. And outside of being sexually assaulted on a regular basis, I was being abused physically, emotionally. I mean, it was just traumatic for me. Like, just to be perfectly honest, it was just, man, my life was, I'm still suffering to this day because of everything that I went through when I was a kid. When I tell you how important it is for you to tell your child how beautiful they are, for you as a parent to tell your child how beautiful they are, it is important to hear it from you. How important it is for you to hug your child. How important it is for your child to feel like they have somebody that they can go to, turn to when something's going wrong in their life. They need someone that they can go to and talk to and have that shoulder and that ear. Even if sometimes we get all wrapped up. Even if you're not listening, sit there and allow them to vent, because you never know what a kid is going through or what somebody's doing to that child. Now, when I say in my last video that my family, wasn't there, an incident happened with my sister, and she went back and told my cousin that Johnny tried to touch her in her sleep. And my cousin called and cursed and got into it with my mother. Do you think that any one of them family members, any one of them, even after this incident happened, do you think any one of them family members came out and attempted to reach back and say, you know what, he tried this with her, maybe they doing this to Tariq, maybe Tariq going through this, maybe, you know, we need to check on Tariq and find out if you know, if something going on with her. Never mind the fact that Tariq is fast ass, Tariq is out here fighting, Tariq is out here cursing people out, Tariq is out here, you know, stealing, you know, Tariq is out here trying to be out here at all times of the night doing all these different things. That's called acting out. I was acting out. I was acting out because I was suffering. I learned how to do any type of sexual things through my stepfather. So if I'm out in the street being a fast ass at 11, 12, 13, 14, where do you think that's coming from? I didn't get that from the streets. I got that from my house. And then we're going to fast forward to when, you know, the incident with my dad, and, you know, Preston told my mother that he didn't want my father to come over anymore. And, you know, he felt like if he had to take care of all the kids, then my father needed to take care of all the kids. You know, it's not fair that my father just come in and attempt to take care of me, and we shouldn't be all his responsibility. If you know, just me, he shouldn't just have to come in and take care of just me. That's not fair to Preston. That's what Preston said, right? So, you know, that's the selfish nature, because I told him I was going to tell my daddy that he was having sex with me. So in his way to get back at me, he went to my mother and told my mother that he felt uncomfortable with my father coming over and attempting to take care of me alone. All of this is facts. He felt insecure, or he felt uncomfortable with my father just coming to take care of me and not taking care of all the 6 kids, because Preston felt like he had to take care of all the 6 kids. So it's not fair that my father come in and attempt to just take care of me. This is the manipulation that this man had. This is how he played his cards, just so he can get back at me, because I said I wasn't going to have sex with him no more. So we're going to fast forward to when he moved Johnny in. I don't know what Johnny's situation was. I think Johnny moved from South Carolina, from Florence to D.C., and he needed somewhere to stay. Now, we was already 8. Well, I'll say 7, because Tanisha wasn't there. I'll say it was 7 of us in this house. And then we living in a 2-bedroom. So they moved Johnny in. So in this 2-bedroom, Preston and my mother got their bedroom. Me, Sam, Tyrone, Princess Junebug, all staying in the other bedroom. We had bunk beds, you know what I'm saying? But we all in one bedroom. Johnny had to sleep in the room with us, in a bed by the window. He was in the bed by the window. So I don't know if Preston had discussed with Johnny that he was having sex with me, or he was touching me, or I was easy prey, or I don't know what their discussions was, or what kind of sick mind that both of them had. But Johnny, in turn, you know, I'm laying in the bed. Johnny get in the bed with me, right? So he laying towards the window. I got my back turned towards him. We was back to back at first. And in the middle of the night, Johnny decided to turn over, which put his penis up against my body, right? So that's how it started, with Johnny just rubbing on me, and then feeling all on my legs, and, you know, slowly but surely, you know, he beating off in the middle of the night. You know, I don't know how to, you know, make these cute terms, or attempt to make this sound, you know, anything other than what it was. Sick. You understand? At this point, I mean, and my father's not coming around anymore. I don't have him. I don't have anybody coming in to rescue me. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm free prey for everybody. Nobody care. I'm free prey for everybody. So Johnny's there. So at night, Johnny starts to, you know, have sex with me at night. Laying in the bed, you know, other kids sleep, or, you know, sometimes I would sleep on the top bunk and he'd be over there. He'd call me down. I get in the bed with him. At this point, I'm a kid. I'm a kid that I'm free prey. Okay? I'm acting out. I'm already out there sexually. You know, I had started having sex with other people. You get what I'm saying? Just acting out. It was just all in me acting out. I didn't know anything other than this is what my body is for. To give it to whoever the man is that want it. At this point, ain't nobody fighting for me. Ain't nobody helping me. Ain't nobody assisting me. I'm all for myself. I'm all out here by myself. You understand what I'm saying? So Johnny was working this security job. And it was, you know, he would take me to work with him. And in the basement, they had like this workout room or this area where he would take me in the basement of the building when he was working security. And we would have sex in the workout room or in the little closet area of the security room. Now, I didn't really, to me, listen, he was paying me. He gave me money. Same thing Preston did. Preston gave me money. Preston told me that if you having sex with somebody, you get paid for it. You understand? I ain't saying he took no money, but I'm saying he taught me that if you have sex with somebody, you get paid for it. So Johnny would give me money too. Johnny, I can't say at this point I didn't know or I didn't understand that, you know, you're not supposed to be touched in this way. Man, I was already being touched in that way. I had already crossed that threshold. I had already been touched and fondled and raped and taken advantage of. So what difference is it going to make? Who's going to come in and save me? Who's going to come in and help me? Exactly. Nobody. So, time went on, you know. And then, I don't know what happened we went, yes I do. Johnny went to work one day. And we was at the bus stop. It was me and him. And the dude was smoking on something, which we learned later was boat. Dude was smoking boat at the bus stop. So when we get to the bus stop, just after we came from work, well, he came from work. He was getting off work. I was with him. So he's sitting there and he's smoking boat. And then the dude, he was like, "Can I hit that?" So the dude ain't telling what it was. He was like, "Yeah, go ahead, yeah, of course." So he took, you know, he hit that joint. The dude was like, "Oh, slow down." Nah, I'm good. He swallowed it, you know. We got on the bus. He said he started feeling funny. He was feeling, you know, tingly or something. He said he started feeling funny. So by the time we got home to the apartment, Johnny was flipping out. The boat had him gone. He started flipping out. I'm talking about breaking, you know, knocking stuff over, banging things, hitting everything. You know, my mother called the ambulance. Ambulance called. He done broke out the straps and everything. And then I'm not sure what actually happened after that because Johnny ended up leaving. And the abuse, as far as like us being beat, it only got worse. It only got worse over time. You know, like we got beat, and I mean severely beat. And then it came time for us to move. Right, we moved to Southeast, and we still was getting beat. Even you know, when we moved to Southeast, Preston just didn't let up. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it really didn't, you know, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. This dude, listen, I don't know if you know Preston or if you know Johnny. You know them how you know them. I don't know if they're going to tell you that this never happened. I don't know if they're going to tell you that everything that I'm saying to you is a lie. But here's my hand to God, and I put my hand on any stack of Bibles, standing in holy water, with God standing in front of me. This man raped me. Preston Charles raped me. Johnny Charles raped me. That's to God. That's my hand to God. I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to put their name out there. All I feel is that I am tired of suffering. When a predator is involved, you have to be careful about your kids. Watch your kids. Be attentive to your children. As aunts, as uncles, as cousins, be attentive to your kids. Tell your kids you love them. Hug them. Listen to them. It can be someone at school. It can be a good friend. It can be an aunt. It could be an uncle. It could be a cousin. It can be a stepfather. Do you understand? Listen to your kids. Allow your kids the opportunity to tell you what's going on with them. Love your kids. Protect your children. Because the person that you see that's smiling in your face, that's bringing you flowers and loving you and taking you on car rides and taking you on trips, can be the same person that's preying on you just to have sex with your children. That is a fact. Listen to your children. Be a safe haven for your children. I have suffered for 34 years. 34 years of my life. I have attempted suicide countless times. But for God's reason, I am here. I am here. God kept me here for his reason and his purpose. And this may be my reason and this may be my purpose. To save and protect anyone and everyone else that is in this situation. If it's happening to you, tell. Don't stop telling until you run across the right person who's going to listen. Don't stop talking until you run across the person who's going to hear you. I have told my story countless times over the years to family. But now it's time for me to reach out to the world and make them and allow them to understand and comprehend how your children can be preyed on and how easy it is for somebody to come in who sees that you're vulnerable, who sees that you're needy or you need someone or you feel like you need to have someone there with you or your children. They will prey on that. They will take advantage of that. I know it's not easy, but please pay attention to your kids. Please listen to your kids. Please make these kids understand and know that they do have someone who loves them, someone who's in their corner, and they don't have to turn to the streets. Because when you don't tell your daughter that she's pretty, and you don't tell her she's beautiful, and you're not supplying her needs, trust me when I tell you, someone is going to come along that's going to tell them, you are absolutely gorgeous, girl. I'm going to give you the world. I'd do anything for you. I promise you, you ain't never got to turn to your parents for a thing. I got you. Understand that they telling them that so that they can take advantage of them. So that they can own them. So that they can give them what you were unable to give them or what you chose not to give. Because some of these girls are just having sex because somebody told them they pretty. Some of these girls just having sex because a dude gave them $20. Bought them a cheeseburger. Do you understand? And it's not cute and it's not funny. It's the truth. And then your daughter or your son end up suffering in the long run. You're not realizing what happened. It's the truth. Understand. Please look after your kids. Now I come to you with this video and I say God bless you. And I thank you for listening to me. And I pray that I'm helping somebody. And I pray long and hard that somebody's listening. And I pray that somebody will listen and understand and hear me. If you are being touched, if you are being hurt, if someone is doing something to you that is uncomfortable to you, if you feel uncomfortable around someone, don't keep yourself in that situation. Tell. Please tell. Please. God bless y'all. God bless you. God bless you. From my heart to yours. God bless you. Before CEO.